Folks, I want to talk to you about one of our newest and one of my favorite sponsors, Zippix Toothpicks. In fact, this episode's brought to you by Zippix Toothpicks. Look, as we all know, quitting smoking is maybe one of the hardest things to do in life. I've been attempting it for many, many years. And I got to say that Zippix Toothpicks actually give me a fighting chance. They really do. I've tried all the stuff, the vapes, the oils. You get to a point where you're like, I don't even know what I'm putting in my lungs. At least I know the cigarettes are killing me. Well, now you don't have to worry about it. You can get your nicotine fix anytime, anywhere, without having to rely on any of those things, as long as you have Zippix toothpicks. You see, they give you an easier, healthier, and more discreet way to get your fix. It's no secret. Smoking is a no no these days. As my mom would say when she was outside of a restaurant smoking a cigarette, the animals are outside. Well, now you don't have to worry about it. You can Zippix right there in the restaurant, on an airplane, sporting events, anywhere else that smoking or vaping's banned. Zippix got you covered. Not to mention, it's one of the most cost effective nicotine products on the market. And listen up, if you're not a smoker, congrats. But Zippix also offers caffeine and B12 infused toothpicks. You get that little pump of energy, you get your B12 in there. It's awesome. Zippix has already helped tens of thousands of customers in leading a healthier lifestyle. And if you're currently smoking or vaping, they can probably help you too. Make your lungs happy and try Zippix nicotine toothpicks. Oh, did I happen to mention they're available in 6 amazing flavors? And not once have I walked into the room and my wife has said, "You reek of toothpicks." So ditch the cigarettes, ditch the vape, get some nicotine infused toothpicks at zippixtoothpicks.com. Get it today and get 10% off your first order by using code SHULI at checkout. That's SHULI. Your lungs will be glad you did it. Trust me. You got to be 21 or older to order. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix nicotine toothpicks. Want to thank Zippix for being a sponsor of the show. And now let's get back to the action.
It's time to blunder! Woo! The Blunder Years. Back before all the beer made him age 50 years. What a tragedy. The Blunder Years. Just before that buffoon went and totally ruined his career. Let's cheer.
Welcome, everybody. Sorry. Welcome to the Blunder. I just see this in chat. Says Frog has to get the clips of what Ray thought the guys were doing when they did the hand motions. When we did this,
somebody actually messaged me during the break about this. Do you want to know what he thought it was?
I would love.
Should we guess?
Okay,
A cow, a sideways cow.
A sideways cow. I'm going to say skiing. Somehow he thinks this is skiing.
Was it like victory, like a victory Rocky thing?
Oh yeah.
Maybe taking a towel and wiping my bald head. I don't know.
All
Shiny.
incorrect.
Oh wow, what was it?
He thought you were throwing punches.
Oh yeah. I'll make me fuck you up, man. I will beat your ass, dude. You want a piece of this?
Ow.
You want a piece of this? Huh?
You're gonna need another dick.
I came here to suck dick and kick ass, and I'm all out of kicking ass. Let's go.
Wow.
Look at Roy's like, I'm already downloading MLC. I'll clip it for you later.
Great. All right. We'll have to take a look at that. But here we are here for one reason and one reason only, to go in the way back machine. I mean, it varies. It could be 2 months ago for all I care. But to go in the way back machine and examine our favorite subject of all, yours and mine, Stuttering John. And this one is special. This is look at this. We're behind the wall. You don't have to gift memberships, but people are so goddamn into this. Delco Chris gifting a membership. Here's a punch I'm throwing at you, Chris. There you go. Thank you, pal. It was very kind of you.
Man, I'm beating the fuck out of myself.
Bob, why do you hate yourself so much?
I'll teach me.
This is Billy West, Jackie Martling, and John all sitting down for a sit down. I think this was all orchestrated by John, this whole thing. I think he was thinking.
What is a voice artist, a joke artist, and a con artist?
So this was like, a quick, money grab, I think, from his end. I listen, I don't know for a fact if he put this together, but if he did, that's the reason why. I will say that. So let's get into this. That's Billy. You guys know Jackie when you see him, and John.
The last time we worked together was the last time you were on the show, obviously, right? We never did any live shows after that.
No, it was like 24 years ago or something, maybe.
Don't make people do math. Give us a year.
I don't even remember. It was
1992.
95.
That's how you know how successful Billy is. He doesn't even remember when he left. He's like, I don't know. There's something. My life changed after that.
Yeah.
That's all I remember, really.
How far away they are from John.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I was there for 7 years with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and then you left first, which I know was because of the fucking
No.
Now look at the glasses real quick.
I just noticed that.
Water, foam over here. I'm gonna guess it's not soda. That's just my guess.
I thought it was the E show.
No, it wasn't that.
Oh no, what was it?
No. Oh,
Say it.
okay,
I'm sick
wait.
of you.
Tell it. No.
Look at really how close the two are, and he's all the way on the other side. That's very.
That is odd.
Yeah.
Everything is. If you want to know, does anybody care? Does anyone want to know what that is?
No,
Why I left? Yeah. Who is it? What's his name again?
No, I had thought it was because the unions didn't want you to do.
Oh, let's look at that finger real quick.
Well, it looks
Looks pretty normal.
Yeah.
To do the E show.
Oh yeah, that's perfectly normal. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Based on the bad, because I don't know what they offered you. They offered me $10,000 for the year to do the E show.
The whole thing was such a wonderful sham. My favorite story about the E show is I worked as a comedian forever, and I had have a lot of comedian friends, and I got very lucky to get on the Howard Stern show, obviously.
Yep.
And we're all making a lot of money, and I'm really happy. And I have a show at the Riviera, and I'm there with like Max Alexander and Don McHenry and Dennis Blair, a bunch of these guys.
I remember going to see Jackie at the Riviera, the upstairs at the comedy club.
I used to do that. Yeah, I used to do that.
The X-rated shows up there. Him, DePaulo, Florentine. I remember seeing all of them up there.
And saying, "Oh, Martling, you got so lucky." And he said, "And now you're on TV. You got the E show." And I said, "Yeah, but like 25 grand, And I looked up, and all of them were like spellbound. They're like, they said, "You can't be doing so well that an extra $25,000 a week doesn't help you." For a fucking year. Fell right down.
I know. 10,000 for
If
me.
I had a shovel, if you had a shovel and stood on the corner in Los Angeles and they picked you up to go pick lettuce that day, you made more than $25,000 a year.
Well, the one thing I'll tell you, Billy, is that when you Jackie.
Jesus Christ, he's fucking choking up over here.
It's like the worst for stop sign thing. Like everyone's like, well, yeah.
Well, right. And also, I think there's a part of him that's like, well, this is going to be big. I really got to turn the stutter up a notch or two.
Oh.
I gotta show my goods off.
One thing I'll tell you, Billy, is that when you Jackie,
He's gonna say it.
yeah, Jackie, me, and Baba Boy.
Oh, I love it.
Jackie, me, and Gary. Jackie, Gary, and I.
When we edit this, it's gonna be 4 minutes.
Jackie, Gary, and I were all in the Jock Lounge, and just commiserating about, because I guess you were making 25, Gary was making 15 a year, and I was making 10. And you were just kidding. You said, "Hey, let's all walk on the
No,
show."
you always get this wrong.
Oh, I love it. This is John's memory of it, and then the actual memory, the truth.
When they first made us the offer, we were walking down the street and we were each offered 10. We were each offered 10.
Oh,
It was
okay.
the initial thing. And I said, 10 grand. I mean, come on, isn't that a little crazy? But that's as far as it went.
Yeah. No,
And
it was
then,
nothing.
all of a sudden, I mean, but it wasn't like, hey,
And then I negotiated to 10 grand.
Right. They all moved up and he stayed at 10.
Lauren, we all band together. It was just like, wow, that's a lousy amount of money.
Well, I remember we also had a discussion in Jock Lounge. It doesn't matter. But the point is,
Again, he won't let go of this Jock Lounge fantasy. He goes, yeah, all right, you may correct me, but you're still wrong.
Right.
then and you know this story, Billy. They came up to me.
Again, he does this thing where he goes, you were there, you remember, and it's like, we haven't even heard the story yet. Why are you putting me as a witness into this thing that I haven't
He's
even
gonna make
heard?
believe he was there. He has
Right,
to
of
make
course.
him believe.
Right.
And all my lawyer said, Larry Shio, who was our attorney, all he said was, if they want you to sign a contract, then just ask them if they could fax a copy to me so I could look at it. That's it. I
You just wanted to read it.
yeah, I didn't say that I wasn't going to sign it. So then when
Hello.
What?
Hello.
We hit the mother load, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit.
That's number one. I love that one.
That's the greatest one I've ever seen from him. In a long skull, they're saying in the chat.
Play
What
that
the
again, because
fuck?
I didn't know what was
Play
going
it
on.
again. We're going to be playing it for the rest of this episode. Are you kidding me?
Before we do, I as John was saying, what you're saying about John drawing people into you were there. Our friend in Florida, it just triggered that. He would always go. He would like, Michael tell you. Michael.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
always do that.
Me and Florentine were just talking about you, and
Right.
and we like been talking to Jim. I'd be like, and he goes, no. He goes, he told me you and him were talking about me.
Do you think when they do that move in front of you, that's kind of like putting you on the spot to back them up no matter
100%.
what?
Oh, yeah.
That's sinister. That's some cold-blooded shit right there. Still sounds more coherent than he does now, even with that stutter. You're right.
so then when Richard Fox comes into the movie,
Don't even tell me that's not entertainment.
Look how happy Jackie is.
You know why it's happening? Can I tell you why it's happening?
Yeah.
Do you know why? If anybody has any kind of nervous condition, stutter, or anything like that, anxiety, he is sitting where he is out of his league.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. He's dwarfed by the competition.
Mhm.
They are leaps and bounds. They are just brilliant. These two, brilliant. And we know what he's capable of. And this was him in good shape back then.
Not physically.
Not physically. Look at that. He had moves then. You don't think he has them now?
wasn't going to sign it. So then when Richard Bosch comes into the movie,
Don't even tell me that's not entertainment.
when Richard Bosch comes into the room, he goes.
Meanwhile, the two of them could care less about this story. He just will not let go.
Okay, here's the contract. I said, look, I'm going to sign it, but could you just fax to my attorney? He puts it back into the envelope. He goes, sure. Never does he fax it, and I'm off the E-show. Anytime I'm in the studio, E-cameras are off. I'm not on the show anymore. That goes on for 3 weeks, and I finally, tail between my legs, I go to Howard's office. Go, Howard, I'm sorry that I asked.
Ooh, wait, was he slurping?
Yeah, big time. Listen.
Not on the show anymore. That goes on for 3 weeks, and I finally, tail between my legs.
Oh my God, there's so many sounds there.
Wow.
Office.
He would be the worst burglar in the world.
I wonder if because now that where it sounds like there's so much liquid in his mouth, maybe because he realized he does that sound. Suck it in. And now so he just leaves which is even worse, really.
There's our girl Tiff. No matter what the year is, I just can't with him. I know, Tiff, darling. I know.
That I asked to have the contract faxed to my attorney, and Howard said, yeah, John, you got to stop listening to Jackie. He's always trying to, he's a troublemaker. because Baba Booey told Howard that you were the one trying to get everybody in. And I felt so bad for you.
These were the real old days. You know how like nobody had computers.
Yeah.
Like you could come up and
Remember
just-
here?
Of course. There's only one person that needs a refill during this interview, and that's John.
It's the only TV shoot that needed a bartender.
They go, yeah, the guy has to film it, John. He can't keep grabbing your beer.
or one city.
If you
and
move
flip
to the
a
next
car and
block.
they'll lock.
This is a great point. Billy thought he was going to be jolly reminiscing. Instead, it's John airing his grievances. 100%. Nailed it.
Good part of me is New York. My arm is the Southeast Expressway. You know, whatever.
I was always worried for you that you were too funny. You know, it's like because it's always mirror on the wall. You know,
But he was
like-
always like, you know.
Yeah, right, I know.
And then he'd say, "All right, that's enough, Mrs. Schott." You know, and I would take it seriously. He wants me to cut it out, and then he'd go,
Right.
"What are you doing? Don't sit down when I tell you to sit down."
See, now that they don't even need John. They just tell stories like
Right.
this.
Oh.
I'm glued to this shit. Glued
Fascinating.
to it.
Yep.
It's like a general conducting a war, you know, like where they're coming in from, the flanking maneuvers, like all this shit.
He doesn't even look to the right.
No, he sure doesn't.
All right.
And
by
that's
the way-
and that, sorry to stop, but
Yeah.
but
Hit 'em.
you've been in a group of people like there's the one guy you don't want to hang with, and the whole group kind of
Oh,
Yeah.
There's
turn
always a
sideways.
I know. I hate
always
when they do that to me.
yeah, Mike's been on the outside going, God damn it. There's that 3-foot gap or
Right.
something from that
Yeah.
person. Everybody's having fun over
Right.
here, and 2 feet to the
Yeah.
left is nothing.
It's not
There's just
TV. Sometimes it's a very
misery
subtle
over it.
thing sometimes where it's just that they're
Right.
kind of in a circle, but you could tell like just a little bit turned so that guy's not involved.
Like,
You
is
may
that your
not-
friend at the bar?
Right, like you may not say it verbally, but your body reacts to what
Right,
your
yeah.
mind is thinking.
Right.
So next thing you know, you don't even realize it, but you've pulled your chair completely away from that person.
That's enough, Mrs. Schott. You know, and I would take it seriously. He wants me to cut it out, and then he'd go,
Right.
"What are you doing? Don't sit down when I tell you to sit down."
All right, but no wait. But getting
See,
back
he
to
had to
that,
touch him to get his
Right.
attention.
I'm over here, Billy. Remember me?
He was just complaining about something.
Yeah.
Tell you to sit down.
All right, but no wait. But getting back to
Yeah.
I thought what happened, and this is what because I remember we were at one of your parties in Bayville, and you had told me that the E show was against all of the unions. It was against AFTRA. It was against SAG. It was against every union you were in.
Well, they were not going to do it union style, and the thing is that would have been okay, but they wanted to pay less than scale.
Less than scale.
So when Howard called me up and said, they want to pay you less than scale, I said, Jesus, Howard, I'd love to be able to do it, but I'm in 3 unions. I was in the electrical. What is it? The IBEW, the International
I know
Brotherhood of
those, right.
Electrical Workers. I was in SAG, I was in AFTRA, and I was also in the musicians union for a while.
Yeah.
But I said I can't do it. It's like they'll flag me, and he just was.
And you look at Billy's hands, he doesn't want to talk about this. He doesn't want to bring
Very
this up.
comfortable,
He's not comfortable with this, but he's still being a trooper and he's addressing it because God forbid John doesn't get this information.
Like he wanted this to happen so bad. They just said, "Why wouldn't you do it?" Till someone said anything, and I just said, "I wish you all the luck. Honest to God, I hope it works out, Howard. I really do." And then I
Hold
just
on.
hung up and I said,
But
Hold on, Jack,
you're
hold
not
on.
in Podunk, Iowa, and why don't we just do it till you get caught? It's like this is a top
No, but
radio
really, that-
show anyway. I'm telling
That is a good point by Jackie. It's not like, nobody's listening or watching anyway, so
Who
let's
would
just
know?
keep going. Right, who would know?
you. You know,
I know,
like,
but that's the thing you told me when you hung up. You're like, I can't believe this millionaire is fucking asking me to break my fucking.
Well, he would have said that if he had wanted to say that. John.
I mean, he's unfucking believable.
When you hung up, you're like, I can't believe this millionaire is fucking asking me to break my fucking.
I've had a lot of millionaires ask me for favors.
oh, please.
And it's galling.
The line around the block.
Because I remember you telling me a story. In fact, I remember that when you said he actually, like, when you picked the phone, he said, "Hey, hot shot," or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, he said, "Hey, hot shot." Like he was like, that's the whole thing. It was.
Hey, Nips, what's going on there? Is it cold in that studio?
Bad mouthing Howard, I'm hard.
Such a pretty girl,
Put a brassiere on, my lady. Come on.
I equate the whole time being there to being on the firm. You do what you're told
Another
to
collared
do.
shirt that doesn't want to go with the game.
Again, every collar we've ever seen is given up. Me, Melendez. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you
Same
wouldn't be on the firm, you'd be in the firm.
Right. Again, comparing himself to basically the firm was killing people,
Mhm.
right? They
Right.
were covering up crimes. He goes that I was in the firm. There's the radio show I was on where I asked stupid questions on a red carpet was equivalent to hiding crimes. Yeah, the firm. Yes, Mike.
The
The
firm.
firm. Yes. You heard correct.
On the firm. You do what you're told to do, and if you have any problem, which is why Howard had a problem with you, because you would fight for things, and it would irritate the shit out of him because you're going against the grain, and that's the whole thing. And I remember you always used to tell me that you think that it was Fred that set up this whole.
No, Fred.
He
Fred
set up the
didn't-
precedent.
Let me bring up somebody that's not even here to address or defend themselves. And I remember you told me, oh, look, Prince, Grass, John ambushed these two guys under the impression that it was an interview. Instead, it was him walking up to these two guys, noses in his hand, and one around his neck already. Oh, what a fucking asshole! News says sorry. Yes, thank you. It's crazy how many voices Billy has done. Futurama, Ren and Stimpy. He's in hundreds of cartoons.
Amazing.
Space Jam. You ever hear of that? The new Space Jam.
I mean, for a while, almost every animated thing you would see, he had something to do with.
He could do the voices of the people who passed away that used to do those voices.
Right.
So it was like, it's just, I'm not saying that's why he learned them, but it's fucking pretty awesome that he was in that position. Both Jackie and Billy really don't want to talk just about Howard. They are dying to talk about. Well, Jackie's obviously going to look to promote whatever he's doing, and Billy, he'll talk about Howard, but he'll talk about the great times he had there. That's
incredible career.
Yeah, I interviewed him and it was fantastic and it was great. And I'm not like, oh, I can't wait to ask Billy to dish, give me dirt on this and that. Nah, fuck that. This guy, one of my favorite times of the Stern Show was Billy and Jackie. That I think is maybe the greatest. I mean, Sirius years, the first 5 years at Sirius were amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They were very different, but both of those periods of time were like the best.
Yeah. I'm a Billy
You never
West
thought it would
guy.
hit again. You never thought it would hit again.
No, but I'm straight up Billy West guy. Love what that dude did. Loved how fucking it just took off. It would just derail whatever they were doing, and it was great.
Fred didn't do anything wrong.
No.
But that's the problem.
Yeah.
Fred never did anything wrong. In 40 years, he never said the words, "Can I have more?"
Yeah.
He's yes, please, man. It's like getting spanked in a fraternity. Yes, sir. May I please have another one? Like he just took it. So here's a guy's taking every breadcrumb that's come his way for 30 years or 10, 20, whatever it was. And all of a sudden I'm like, can't we have more than that? Or like, what happened to the template of, nobody asked for that.
I was repped by Don Buchwald and you know how this story is, but I was.
Oh my God. Again, you know how this goes. You know how he rat fucked me. I'll tell it. No, Billy, you sit there. I'll tell it.
Right. And with the Fred thing, now Fred's making millions of dollars a year.
Sure. He ain't getting crumbs.
Yeah.
He ain't getting crumbs now. That's for sure.
What is this picture? Did you see the picture of him frozen? Oh my God!
I know. Digitally, it gets all weird. It kind of makes him look better at times. Look at how you see his ears. His cheeks are normal.
What was this, about 20 years ago?
He didn't have the T. He had the top of the T only. Oh, there's the
just
T.
a little. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
there's
very
It's
gentle.
a baby
It's a gentle
T.
T. Yeah, it's a small
Baby
T.
But I was repped by Don Buchwald for a little while.
Yeah.
Don, who I think is the biggest bully. I mean, that whole thing is Mel, Don, Howard was the troika of bullies.
When did you get so brave?
It's a regime.
What?
When did you get so brave?
It's been 20 years. He didn't do any of this shit.
Yeah, but some things are still whirling around.
Oh, I don't give a shit about any of them right now.
Good. Keep going. I'm trying to wind them up. Wind them up.
No, but do you know that when the first salary I got for the Channel 9 show, now, you know, I was doing all the interviews. It was like a phenomenon.
Yeah,
It was.
It was a phenomenon. Not because of you, well, yes, part because of you, but the other part was the writing.
Right.
The writing, what you didn't do.
And just the idea. He didn't have the idea of going out and doing those interviews. That's
he
the
didn't
big
reach
thing.
out. He didn't reach out to Howard and go, "Hey, I'm a stutterer. I think it'd be great if you sent me to the red carpet."
You know, and I was making $750 a show, and yet the brochure that went out to all the advertisers had Howard, Robin, and
Look, he has told this story. We've heard this story 1,000 times. What year is this from, boys?
Has to be 20 years ago, right? 25, 30.
No, really?
Discount Don. He's the one that
This
I
is
believe
probably like
got this.
2012, 13.
I'm sure somebody in the
14.
chat knows.
Oh, hey guys.
My
throat again.
Water.
Wow.
Wow. What are you in a dunk tank? What happened?
Are you dry throat Don today?
Quit smoking cigarettes is the worst thing I ever did for myself.
You sound terrible. The people are saying, well, do you have a year for us on this?
I
It's
think
recent.
it's 2016, but I'm not
Okay.
100% sure.
Yeah, they're saying
I'm trying to
Diener
find that.
Bobiner is saying
Yeah.
2017, Mike's saying 2015, so right around there.
Yeah, so less than 10, much less than 10 years.
Don, okay. Can I speak to Don? Is Don on the phone? Don Jameson. TV Don. Discount, what was it? Discount dying.
Had a Joe in his throat.
Discount dunk tank Don. There you go. He sounds hungover from the Paris trip.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That's
Bob's
not my
vagina. Thanks a lot.
I love you, chat.
That's great.
me on the cover, and I was making $750.
I know, that is wonderful.
It was like fucking, you know, and I'm not.
Oh, he thought they were gonna
Yeah.
like start laughing with him and
Mhm.
enjoy the payoff.
look at him looking at him.
When he hits this punchline and nothing. It's the best. Watch Billy's head just go. All right, what do I look at now?
Brochure that went out to all the advertisers had Howard, Robin, and me on the cover, and I was making $750.
I know, that is wonderful.
It was like fucking, you know, and I'm not just like you said. Hey, I could have left if I wanted to.
Right.
I'm just gonna take the shit
And
money,
they
and
don't-
that's it. And don't and if you ever, I remember if I ever questioned Don Buchwald on anything, who is the biggest scumbag in this business, and I don't give a fuck. I can't stand the motherfucker.
Nobody shook a head yes to that at all.
Right.
It's like
No.
it's business. They're in show business.
Well, what's the saying? The people you meet on the way up are the same people you meet on the way down, right? And so, you know, I guess his motto is, while I'm down here, might as well motherfuck everybody up there, just to ensure nothing happens in the future.
Listen, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, Shuli.
I can't.
Huh?
So he says he was getting $7.50 an episode for that Channel 9 show. How often did it air?
Once a week, Saturday night.
Okay.
It was up against Saturday Night Live, and a million times better than
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
Stand the motherfucker because he would scream at me like I have told you this. Don Buchwald, fucking, like, if I said to him like he wanted me to do a T-shirt deal, I said, but Don, you know, Howard and Robin wouldn't do T-shirts. It's kind of tacky, you know. And he goes, oh, now you don't want to do it? That's it. You know what? I'm going to call Howard. And he would turn like this and go to pick up the phone to call Howard. Now I'm a kid. I'm 21 years old. I'm like,
You're still a kid, by the way.
It's
And
not, it's not really a kid.
yeah, and again, he can't read the room. He can't read people's body language. These two are so uncomfortable and don't want this story. They don't want to be a part of this story where you're saying, I hate this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are professionals.
no. Don, please don't call Howard. Please don't call Howard like a little fucking kid. Like a little kid because I was so afraid that he'd call Howard. And Howard
He's calling the principal.
yes. Yes.
2019.
Wow, is that real?
Yeah.
That can't be real.
That
It's
can't.
not that long ago. I'm telling you.
Wow.
was Don Buchwald actually Stutt Joe's agent? I can't imagine that an agent that powerful. Well, I think he represented everybody on the radio show, but there were also people that worked under Don that you know, because Buchwald I know repped Artie, but a different agent worked with Artie. It wasn't Buchwald,
right?
So yeah, there's levels to this shit, man.
And that's the kind of that.
It's listed on Apple Podcast as August 21st, 2018. Man.
That's a hard 5 years there.
Bob's Last Smoke, one of my favorites on here. Another OG.
Go to Howard and apologize to him just because they asked to have the contract faxed to him.
Right. Wait, hold on. Don represented everyone but Jackie.
Okay.
And even Jackie isn't motherfucking the guy.
Right.
There's a joke. There's a joke that I can't wait to plug him into because it's the oldest, greatest joke.
Yeah.
Where a guy calls the law office and said, "Can I speak to Mrs. Schwartz?" "I'm sorry, Mrs. Schwartz passed away." "Oh." And then a few minutes later, the phone rings. "Can I speak to Mr. Schwartz?" "I'm sorry, Mr. Schwartz is dead." And a couple of minutes later, he goes, "Can I speak to Mr. Schwartz?" "No, he passed away. Aren't you the same person that just called here a couple times?" And the guy says, "Yeah, but I just love hearing it." When Buchwald dies, I'm going to call that fucking off.
That's how I felt. Like,
yeah, I'm not going to laugh because I'm in the middle of a story.
Right, but also he's like, Jackie, that's exactly how I felt. No shit. Why do you think he's telling the joke, stupid?
Really, I told you. I don't know. I think I might have told you this, but you know, because Don told me because he said,
"Listen, I can hear him suing us."
No, fuck him. I swear to God, the guy was a fucking
Wait a
tyrant.
minute, you told me that you got yelled at so bad once.
Yeah, no.
All I could picture was this. You guys remember a print ad from like a few decades ago?
It's the Memorex.
Max L.
Oh, yeah.
Where the hippie's sitting in the chair and he's got sunglasses on. His hair is blowing backwards and there's a speaker in front of him. You know, like a testimonial to how faithful that tape is. And it was like,
whoa. Yeah, that's how it was. Because then there was one time, Jack, because when
this is a show about how all the different times John got yelled at by people at work.
John came to
I just did weather, and you just.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
like if you looked at Billy when he was doing the bit, like you let somebody finish it when you're doing something. You let them now watch it, and he has a look like let me finish it before you go into your fucking story.
Well, not to mention he's been sitting here through his fucking dribble for however many minutes.
Faithful that tape is, and it was like,
whoa, yeah, that's how it was. Because then there was one time, Jack,
the looks would kill. Holy shit!
It's like you couldn't give me fucking 4 more seconds. He's saying.
Oh,
when Stuttering John came to
I just did weather, and you just.
He was staring at him for like 3 seconds without saying a word, thinking, "What a fucking cunt this guy." Watch how long he stares at him before he says something.
There was one time, Jack, because when Stuttering John came to
I just did weather, and you just.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. But Stuttering John was coming, where it was big.
Stuttering trumps weather.
I know, but it was, in the heyday of Stuttering John, and I think you was
in the heyday of Stuttering John. Who would say that?
Doesn't miss a step on that.
And look who you're sitting at a fucking round table with, and you have the gall to sit there and go, it was the heyday of Stuttering John.
You should be saying, I was working with you two guys. It was amazing time.
Oh, you know what you say? Thank you. That's what you say. Thank you for making me funny on the air, for keeping me alive and this character alive. He's in front of these legends. Yeah, go ahead.
No, a lot of people were like, "Where were you during the heyday of Stuttering John?" And it was like, man, I remember, man, I was doing professional wrestling. And I was like, one day I'm gonna be, a big fucking stutterer, and I'm gonna answer phones and shit.
He was your mentor. He was your idol.
Dude, I had a dream, but it was disconnected. Thank God.
Yeah, he's at a legends table talking in the third person. Unreal.
Fred, for writing all those questions, everything. But when it was in when it was in the heyday, and I thank you, my book too, for that. But anyway, book club in my heyday, you know, so everything was
How
going
many times are you going to say in your heyday?
good. And I called Don once. I said, hey, you think maybe I can get on Joan Rivers? She had an 11 o'clock show, or David Letterman. He had a 12:30. And Don just said to me, what are you going to do?
Oh, you mean he was honest?
Yeah.
I go,
Can you imagine one of the most powerful agents? The guy represents huge, huge names, knows a thing or two about entertainment. And you go, can I get on the show? And he goes, what are you going to do? Wow. I'd fucking go away. I just go get a job somewhere.
I don't know, tell a few jokes.
They don't take phone calls.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. Can I answer Joan's phones for an hour?
He goes, oh, that's it, John. You know, I have to call Howard. You know, I'm repping him as a favor. You know, I'm repping you as a favor to Howard. You know, seriously, this is getting ridiculous. Because I asked him to get me on his show. And I was like,
but again, he tells these stories and he leaves in truths that he shouldn't, where Don says, I'm only repping you as a favor to Howard.
Right.
He
Which
said
tells
that.
you, yeah. Don't
And
expect.
that's 100% true. 100%.
no, again, but no, please. So anyway, so he always said that he wanted nothing to do with my band. He doesn't give a fuck about my band gigs. So now I'm like, I'm going to prove this motherfucker that I'm worthy of something. I get the Atlantic deal, you know, and then I'm about to sign the Atlantic deal. And I go, you know what? Shit. I wonder if Don's going to get mad because, but he said he wanted nothing to do with the band. So, you know, I'm supposed to go to the album. I'm supposed to go to Atlantic to sign the record in front of who's the head of Atlantic?
Fucking breathe, John. Breathe. Jesus Christ.
Look at Billy's face. I don't know what he's like. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to say. I signed a record.
He goes, I want to go.
Who's the head of Atlantic?
Ahmed Artigan.
Yeah. Easy for you to say.
I was just trying to figure out how long that might take.
No, so I'm all set to go. I go, you know, let me just call Don. Don goes, get to my office now. Get to my office now. And this is where that Maxell thing happened.
He jerked me off and I blew him.
Well, again, he's leaving out. Again, he's this innocent guy just skipping along, and all of a sudden, Don's mad at him. Nope, he was trying to backdoor a deal for this. Listen, Don doesn't give a shit about your band, but if you're signing a deal where you're getting paid a good chunk of money, guess who gets a cut of that? Your agent. It's the law. It's how it works when you're represented. You know, weren't you sued by an agency for this later on?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what he got or you got. It still goes to him. It's just
Exactly.
Right.
It's a kick up. You kick up.
But out from behind his desk and circled me, screaming.
Was
at
it like
the top
network? Howard Beale?
at the top of his lungs, circling me. How the fuck dare you fucking, and just screaming and
Al
screaming.
Capone hit him with a baseball bat on his
Yeah,
head.
teamwork.
Sorry, I might have spit in your water. You might want to get a new
Oh,
one.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ. I mean,
Oh,
how does this get worse?
no, I need your essence. No, you know what?
Nobody's
You know what?
screaming at
I was
me.
just gonna say, I never went. That drama shit never scared me. There's no adult men on this planet that ever scared me.
I'll never forget this, Billy, and I think I've told you this. But and Jackie, you were there. I don't know if you
Oh my God, Jackie, you were there.
remember, but the day you left,
Yes.
you know, it was a commercial break, and we're all in the studio, and it's Howard, me, and it was Rob and Jackie. You were there. You had to been there. Let's take it.
But we didn't. He didn't like leaving a fanfare, right? You just stopped coming in.
What, no, he was gone. He
No,
was gone.
I told him after that fiasco with Robert Downey Jr. You know, he said, "Boy, man, there should be more red. You got to bring red in more." And I said, "That's what I wanted to talk to you about." I said, "Listen, Howard, I want to make like a lot of money, and the chances of that happening here are just not to be. Let's face it. I'm not going to make any kind of big money. I won't even have a chance at it," which he understood.
Right.
You know, I mean, that guy never sat there and
So what he said?
he just said, "So what are you going to do with your house?" You know, like, and I said, "I don't know,
Right.
sell it, I guess," you know. But the thing was, I didn't care. That's a very magical feeling if most of you people remember what it's like to
Once you make up your mind.
suddenly work and you're looking at a bunch of nothing down the track. And it's like, have I just blown my feet off? Have I just committed suicide? But there's something very magical about that feeling, because we all know that the future is so unwritten. You don't even know, even at our position in life, our station in life.
You never know.
You don't know who you're going to meet that will change your life. And
But that's the thing that I want to say.
Oh my God, dude. The guy's giving such a great fucking rap right now.
Beautiful.
So true, but it's like people come into your life at times where you're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this."
Right.
Oh, the guy's dragging his fucking garbage cans.
And not to mention, what he's talking about is so true. It's just, and stop touching him. He has to touch. Drunks like that are very touchy
Well,
feely.
he's got to get the attention of him, so he'll look that way.
Yeah, that's his way of saying, Billy, shut up. I want to talk now. But Billy's talking about that fire that gets lit under your ass when you have nothing ready to go.
Mhm.
If you look at Officer and a Gentleman, I got nothing else. You know
I
what I
got
mean?
nowhere else to go. That's it. This
I
is
got
it.
nothing.
I cannot believe that Don Buchwald himself would ever give two shits about John. It's one thing to say he didn't like the Buchwald agency representation. His saying, fuck Don Buchwald. Yeah, he is saying that.
Yeah.
John doesn't belong in the same room as Billy West. Billy represents everything that John isn't. Talented, hardworking, respectful, grounded, etc. Amen.
Yep.
This is when John burned Royce, because Royce paid for this and got zero return.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
I knew he had something to do with this, because think about it. If you're putting this together, you get Jackie and Billy. And I'm sorry, I'm not saying he wasn't an essential part, but I wouldn't Stuttering John with these two.
No.
what?
Is
I would have
because
got
we're-
Artie.
Yeah,
The whole
somebody.
circle of the 20-something years.
This is one of the best Blunder Years episodes ever. Seriously, two legends talking sense and Stuttering John being bitter. It really is that.
And you have to think that his description of Don Buchwald's reaction is not how it was. It was probably like, John, you're an asshole, whatever. Yeah, but there's no screaming, there's no circling. It's just like, if that even.
The only part of me that believes it was accurate is because it's not the first time he's had to talk to John about something like this.
Well, okay, it might have been.
You know what I mean? So at this point, this motherfucker's signing a record deal without talking to me.
Right.
That's it. That's it.
Yep. Good point.
Don't forget the book deal that he was busted doing.
Mm-hmm.
He left, but we were all in the studio. Howard was like, and we were all talking, and Howard goes, fucking Billy leaving. Doesn't Billy know the only reason why he gets any voice work is because of this show?
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with him? I mean, no.
So now here he is, right? Billy
Talking
just
to
told this,
Howard.
right? Billy just told this amazing, inspiring thing of like, hey man, when you get to that point where you just got to do it for yourself, you have no fear. It's a weird thing. And from that, he goes, oh, let me interject Howard shitting on you while you were gone. Let me tell you, what a
Maybe he'll
piece
say
of
something.
shit.
Yeah.
What a piece
He
of
wants him to
shit.
say something.
Right.
Talking, and Howard goes, fucking Billy leaving. Doesn't Billy know the only reason why he gets any voice work is because of this show?
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with him? I mean, the only reason people want him is because of me and the show.
I know.
And that's what I said. In my head, I'm sitting there going, you're a fucking megalomaniac.
Well,
You
Because
think
he's
every
thought the same thing
This
An
about
guy-
opportunity. It's an opportunity. You get an opportunity from going on shows, whether you're working for it and something bigger comes, and he's mad about it because he was yelling like that. I went to Jay. He's yelling at why. You know what I mean? He's making it seem like a bad thing.
Listen, he takes it personally. And I don't think there's a part of Howard that doesn't want Billy to succeed when he leaves. I think I don't think he's vindictive like that, but I think it definitely hurts his feelings when people leave to pursue other things. And, this mantra of like, you wouldn't be anything without me has been going on from when these guys worked there.
Right.
It was still going on when we worked there. It was happening when management took over, new management took over. That is a mental way of keeping people there, is to say, when you leave here, no one's going to give a shit about you. Part of that's true. A big part of that's true.
Mhm.
The people from that world. But what you fail to realize is there's a whole nother world out there, not just this bubble you've been in.
There's
And,
many
and
worlds out there, actually.
yeah. And so you kind of have to get reprogrammed into living in the real world as opposed to this bubble where you give your all to this thing.
Right.
It's all encompassing, this
And
job.
and you take what you learned from there and you use it in the real world to reboot.
You try,
Yeah,
you
like
know.
what not chasers, right? John is the king of the virgin private conversation. Like here,
Yeah.
even if that wasn't, what are the odds that Howard didn't say that? But he's just trying to say that he said that.
And again,
know?
if I throw this out to people like Cardiff and Vinnie Paulino, listen to the private conversations that he's sharing on a public forum.
Well, he's
with
already done it to Cardiff. He's always say, "Oh, Cardiff was boring," and I was on the phone with him.
the best is yet to come.
Voice guy in the fucking world.
Of course.
And Howard is like thinking it's all because of his show.
Well, the fans were like that too. He'll be back. He better get his ass back to the Stern Show. Yeah, like something. You know, if I had taken anybody's career advice from that peanut gallery that was there, he's probably selling oranges on a bag in a corner,
When I would go to Tom, and I told you this, Jackie, and you've had I love your Tom story, so you gotta please remind me to tell this. You gotta hear this.
I love your Tom story. Please remind me to tell it. Listen to that. Listen to that.
And I told you this, Jackie, and you've had I love your Tom story, so you gotta please remind me to tell this. You gotta hear this. This is a great one. But I would Tom was
shut up so I
dying
can
of
tell you a story.
cancer.
Jack, thanks for coming down. I asked you here if I get your permission on camera. Can I tell the Tom story? Thanks. You can go back to the green room, Jack.
I gotta tell a story before I tell your story. Hold on.
Okay. He had he had like a tumor.
Oh,
What's
In front of these guys. Look at this.
He had like a tumor in his fucking shoulder. I don't know what when you had that. When you had that,
Who cares? Cancer is funny.
he's gonna touch him with that hand.
Oh my God, he is gonna touch him with it. And he was trying to say he thought he had a tumor in his shoulder, and he's pointing to his armpit.
Yeah.
He really is a monkey. He's just a big dumb monkey.
Answer be like, fuck.
no. So I think I was making 43,000 a year. This is after 10 years being.
Hey, big spender.
And I asked, and Tom is literally going through chemo. And I asked him for 50,000 a year.
Why is this the symbol for chemo? He's like a bullfighter all of a sudden. I'm going through chemo. Swear to God, cross my heart. Hope to die.
Through chemo. And I asked him for 50,000 a year. And I said, Tom, all I want is 50,000 a year. And Tom leaned over and he goes, John, I'll die of cancer before I pay you $50,000.
Oh, that's honesty.
It's a big slice of honest pie served with a little bit of ice cream on top. Wow. Wow. That must have felt so great for Tom, You hear people they're like going through cancer treatment, they become, so much nicer and open to things. It's like, I don't, everything is so, it can be over tomorrow. I don't have time for anger or hate or fighting. Not Tom, not Tom. One more shot and I'll fucking die before I give you that. Oh my God. Fantastic. All right. We are at 16:09. I'm sorry to cut it short tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but I got dinner waiting upstairs, and then I got
I have chemo I got to do too. So.
I got to do some chemo. I got a gig at Stand Up Live tonight,
Nice.
so we will make it up to you tomorrow. Tomorrow, the Shabbos. We're here for Friday BS show tomorrow morning, rocking it 9 a.m. And then tomorrow afternoon over on WATP on their YouTube channel. You can watch Point Dabble Point tomorrow. I think I'll be appearing on there with some other people. I'm not sure. I don't know if the Kung Fu Master will be there, but everybody watch him tonight. Super chat him. because I want an instructional tape from Royce paid Jackie to fly him out to Cali round trip, a per diem for Jackie while he was out there. They filmed it to try to sell this, and it went nowhere. Shortly after this, Royce cut ties with John. Damn.
Yeah. And ironically, if John had just let those two guys talk, it probably would have gotten some.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It's a better shot than that, but that's all he understands. Tomorrow is November.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Right, Bob?
I'm getting a haircut at noon o'clock.
Oh, good.
Suck my dick. Thank you, Delco Chris, buddy.
Suck my dick.
Corswort, thank you very much.
Suck my dick.
New Jersey's fatal, Bob's fatal
Suck my
chicken.
dick.
Thank you, Dave Daffler. We're punching. Pork Chop Express. How you doing, boys? Keep up the great work. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for being a member for 5 months. John can't help interrupt the story because he can't fathom being in a position like Billy was because John hasn't been and never will be. Boom. Boom. Right. Beautiful. All right, everybody. You boys good? You need to plug anything?
No, I just
Join,
get
motherfuckers.
Tom Gully there. Welcome to Interruption with John Melendez.
Ian, DM me. I'll take care of you. Excellent show, boys. Thank you, Zach. Thank you to everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning. BS show. Have a good night. Love y'all.
It's time to blunder! Woo!
Folks, want to tell you about our newest sponsor here at the network. I'm talking about Prize Picks. What is Prize Picks, you ask? How about it's the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America. It's super easy, real exciting. It's the best way to play DFS, in my opinion. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks and people that have way too much free time for this, all you got to do is pick more than or less than on a 2 to 6 player stat projections. It's just that easy. Oh, and then this other part, you just watch the winnings roll in. This football season's been amazing. No denying that. And you can make it even more exciting by joining Prize Picks. You can win up to 25 times the money you put in. And it's super simple. You just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. I mean, it's easy. Will Patrick Mahomes have more than 3 passing touchdowns? Will Tyreek Hill have less or more than 100 yards? I mean, if you have the skills, if you know your stuff, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. You can make your picks and submit your entry in less than 60 seconds. Not to mention, the withdrawals are pretty quick as well. It's easy gameplay. You have an enormous selection of players and stat types. It's what makes Prize Picks #1 daily fantasy sports app. Now, here's something really cool. With the Prize Picks reboot policy, your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. So for NFL games or college football top 25 matchups, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half, does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with injury insurance. I went on last weekend, turned $25 into $150, letting it ride this weekend. Let's go. You want to join me? Here's what you do. You go to prizepicks.com/RICO. You use that code RICO for a first deposit match from them up to $100. So if you put in $100, they're going to match it, and you'll now have $200. Prize Picks offers weekly promotions as well. It can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, Prize Picks discounts select players' projections up to 25% to provide even more value. And now they offer Apple Pay as well for quick and easy deposits into your account this season. So one more time, go to prizepicks.com/RICO. They will match your deposit up to $100 just using that code. Find out why Prize Picks is the #1 DFS daily fantasy sports app in North America.